Hello, my name is Matthew Landers. I was born and raised in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, where I graduated from Oconomowoc High School in 2015. Upon graduation, I went to the University of Wisconsin-Platteville, where I was studying in physical education K-12, health education K-12, adapted physical education K-12, as well as a mastery in coaching. In my time there was numerous student teaching. There was at different middle schools, high schools, elementary, even as small as K4. And so all the very little ones, they really gave us an opportunity throughout our teaching and our learning to actually go out and experience. I was teaching stuff like health out in Lancaster High School, all the way from adapted swimming at all the surrounding high schools around there that had a special education program that wanted them to try swimming. Upon graduation, I was coaching at Mount Horeb, where I was a football coach there and the strength and conditioning coordinator. So when I graduated, I was a substitute teacher just for a couple of weeks. After substitute teaching, I was a paraprofessional almost every day there. They decided to hire me on as a special education paraprofessional. When that year ended, I decided I really wanted to pursue my career in itself, and there were no openings within the surrounding area. So I decided to be hired as a special education teacher down, well, I was a paraprofessional, and then I moved up to a special education teacher because of maternity leave down at New Berlin West High School. For one semester, there was talks of an opening in PE, but I got a call from Mount Horeb that one of their middle school PE teachers was going to be retiring. Decided to move back for the second semester, where I kept that emergency license as a special education teacher, and I was a special education teacher the second semester, where again, I was still coaching football because it was that COVID year and they were in the spring sport. So I decided to coach football there as well again. Some things fell through, some other hires were made. So right now, currently, I am a physical education and health education teacher at Hope Christian High School, which is in the middle of Milwaukee. A little bit about myself. I'm an avid power lifter. That's every day. Currently, I'm coaching track and field at Burlington High School. So that's my first year doing that, but in high school I was running track. So it's kind of like a nice adjustment and easy flow into it. So getting that experience under my belt, so I'm able to coach more things. This has been a very awesome experience. So that's where I currently am. I have a certification in strength and conditioning through ISSA. I'm currently getting furthered education in sport performance that is more in-depth per sport. So I'm able to train people that are different from soccer to football to track, lacrosse, all the different sports. This course is able to show me how those differentiate and how I'm able to more hone in on certain aspects of it. So some of my passions, working out, making sure that athletes are getting better. I'm always trying to improve the athletes in the weight room, outside of the weight room when they're running, all those sorts of things. That's why I got getting all these certifications, and I'm trying to promote that. Currently at Burlington, I'm the strength and conditioning coach for the track team, which has been going, I believe, fairly well. And I think the head coach there, Jason Bosman, would also agree that it's been pretty successful for my first year there, implementing a new program for them. A greatest success as an educator, I had a moment that's one of those like, ding, this is why you want to be a teacher. This is why you're here. This is what we're here for. Is during parent-teacher conferences this current year. It was exciting, fun, nerve-wracking, but I had a parent come in that when we started talking about health and what students are eating, and we're talking about macros, a parent came in and said, "Oh, you're that teacher." And I was kind of taken back from that, like, what did I do wrong this time? Like, what happened? And she said that she took her son grocery shopping, and he started taking things out of the cart and putting them back on the shelf, because he was reading the back of the macros and he said, this isn't good enough. This doesn't meet what I need for my day. I want to get bigger. I want to get stronger. So instead of buying more of like the instant stuff, he was buying raw potatoes, which, as we know, the healthier you want to eat, the more expensive it's going to be. So his mom was not pleased with that, but she did tell me that he is taking that seriously. He's taking it real. So that real life experience he's taken from classroom to his real life. So that light bulb went off in my head. Like, this is why we're doing it. I'm making an impact on these students. So that is, I would think, my greatest success. I'm able to see that it is hitting home, whether the parents are happy about it because it affects their bank account a little bit more. But I'm able to see that these students have made that impact, and it has went into their real life, and it is making a difference in them. So some of my strengths that I'm able to bring to Elkhorn, my knowledge and experience of being a strength and conditioning coordinator. I was for the entire school at Mount Horeb. I was running programs for everything from baseball to basketball to football, track, gymnastics, you name it. I was running the whole program over at Mount Horeb, make sure it's implemented. It's still being implemented to this day. Even when I'm gone, my thoughts and ideas, I made sure to leave with the head coach there, and he's still trying to implement them and put them in. We're still regular contact, making sure that everything is kind of on par. Any new ideas that I have, he makes sure to reach out to me. Strength and conditioning for Burlington High School, Hope Christian High School. I'm able to bring those to the forefront, and these newer ideas and my passions, I'm able to show to the kids and students, make sure that they see that there is a difference and there is an impact that can be made. Another strength is I like to make connections with the students. I don't want to have them just listen to some random person up front and not have an explanation. I try to show that they care. I make sure to see it whenever I see a student, it's, hey, how are you doing? And it's not the quick, hey, how are you doing? And we keep walking. I stop in my tracks and make sure to look at the student, hey, how are you doing today? So that they know I care and they know I am there for them if they do have something wrong, which has been shown throughout the year where I'll ask them, hey, how are you doing? Nah, I'm fine. I make sure to grab the student, not grab them physically, but pull them aside and say, are you fine? What's going on? Is there something wrong at home? Make sure that they know I am there. If they are just fine and there's nothing great or bad in their life, that's okay. But I want to make sure they knew I do care and they can come to me and talk to me if they need to. My experiences that I can bring to Elkhorn. Currently, Hope Christian High School is a 100% African American school. So that diversity and being able to teach in Mount Horeb, which is predominantly a Caucasian school, and Hope Christian, predominantly African American. I'm able to see both sides of the spectrum, and now I can bring them both together, and I see the different learners, the different come-ups, the different bringings, what the students that go through in their everyday life when they go home. It's a little different than what I'm used to being in Economowoc compared to here. So I'm able to see those experiences and see how these affect the students and how it affects their everyday life, and try to hone in and bring the teaching to affect them, especially when it comes to the health realm. When we talk about social experiences, controllable and uncontrollable risks, what they eat in a day, especially this hot Cheetos trend that's going around, but the students make sure they understand the facts and if it's good or bad for them. So seeing what the students' lives are like on both ends of the spectrum and bring them together so that the students are able to get the knowledge. I think that brings a great experience, being able to understand culture and the differentiations and bringing them all together so that we can all be one unit and one community. Some attributes, like I said earlier, I like to be very connected with the kids, make sure that they understand I am there for them and that they have somebody to talk to. My door is always open. They can talk to me about anything, whether it's drama going on outside of the school or their parents having issues, or recently in Milwaukee with the Deer District, what's going on. The students know that I'm there to talk to them if they feel unsafe or they feel some type of way about it, that they can come and talk to me and we can relate in some sort of way, or I can come and try to give them advice or some kind of relation to the incident so that how they can cope with it and how they can come to terms. This is my experience in my life. This is what you're going through. How can we make a connection and how can we come out of this on a positive?